Hey everybody, this is Cromar with TGN, and I'm here today to bring you some more Rift footage from the Beta 5 event. And today we're taking a look at the Rogue, specifically the Bard. This is a pure support class in a way, but is a little bit more damage capable than you might expect from a Bard, thanks to the choices of subspecs. You rely on them very heavily for damage. This is actually an extremely effective soloing class. Let me just show you a quick preview of what it's going to look like. You have to activate your self buffs. You should. You open with a throw. Now I'm using Nightblade abilities here. Wow. Missing like crazy. After I get 3 stacks, which is taking forever, I'm going to use a Deadeye shot from Ranger, or a headshot I mean, and then finish him off with Bard abilities. Normally does not take that long. I just missed like 1,000 times. That's really unusual. So let me try again here. Invalid equipped weapon is a bug of sorts. It's not really invalid. Oh my god, I missed Rift too? Get some accuracy. Okay, well, it's not that the Bard is particularly inaccurate. I've killed like 80 of these guys and have not had a string of misses like that yet. But, see a more typical kill here. There we go. It's more like it. Okay, so anyway, that's what a more typical kill looks like. Using a mix of Nightblade, Ranger, and Bard abilities to their fullest extent. So let me just talk about those abilities real quick here. The Nightblade and it goes so well with a Bard. It's absolutely amazing. What they have in common is that Nightblade is kind of a mix ranged and melee, and the Bard is ranged. So you just sort of combine that. You use the Nightblade's ranged abilities in conjunction with the Bard's range abilities, and they'll work really well together. Like Fiery Spike is my main one I was throwing out, and it stacks up to 3 times, and is a nice fire dot. So you want to maintain that dot as you're killing the enemy. I also open with Twilight Force, which is a just a big hit. I know that the don't worry about what it says on the tooltip here, because this is the tooltip without the extra ranks, which I've bought. So it actually deals quite a bit more than that. Now, I'm not high enough level yet to get the ranged finisher for Nightblade. I don't want to use the melee one, so my other option is to either use the Codas. The Codas are not that effective, though. Specifically the damage Codas, I mean, Coda of Wrath for Bard is pretty weak. So instead I use a headshot from the Ranger. Now, I also have the Ranger for the Razor Beast. So yes, I do get Razor Beast and a headshot for free just for speccing into a Ranger. That's not even without putting points into this excellent Eagle Eye talent here, or this health talent, or whatever the hell I want. So, now is there another option besides Ranger? Well, actually, the Marksman talent, Deadeye Shot, is so much more powerful than Headshot, but it requires 8 points to get it. Marksman also gives you a sprint, so I would rather have Marksman if I had enough free points, but I really don't. And at the moment, I'm still concentrating on Nightblade. So maybe at much higher level, I'd swap out Ranger and give up the pet, which I don't really need, and pick up Deadeye Shot. The reason I say I don't necessarily need the pet is that in fact, the Bard is almost unkillable, thanks to a few abilities such as this one. Now, this does heal the pet, so I do use this talent quite a bit. Your Cadence is your basic channeled ability. Here, let me show you a Cadence here. It's that thing. It generates combo points super fast for your finisher. Look how fast that is. That's insane. That's like the fastest combo points you can generate that I know of. Get out of here. I can barely go into town because there's enemy faction level 30s who I can't even touch. They just charge me and I instantly die. You can see it on the map too. Right here. It says level 20 foothold, but there's level 30 players with the invasion, so that's pretty neat. But, anyway. So in addition to your Cadence healing you here, you also have this, where is it here? Motif of regeneration. And I'll get into what a motif is and all this other stuff in just a minute. But this motif regeneration heals you and your party. And then you also have Coda of Restoration, which is a finisher that also heals your whole party instantly. So if you don't need to do that damage, you just rather heal your party, you can do that. Now, there's some other Codas besides the Coda of Wrath, the damage one, and the Restoration. There's a Code of Fury, which is AoE damage. This is okay, not great damage, but there's not a lot of other options for AoE finishers, so... Well, there's no other options. What do I got on me? Okay. Just finish him off. Why do I not have enough stacks? Oh well, whatever. Yeah, see ya. My pet loves Cadence, let me tell you. He was getting tore up before I started healing him. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, I was talking about Coda of Fury, which does the AoE. Then we have Coda of Cowardice. This is one that you're going to be basically required to use in a raid or group, which puts a 60-second debuff, and that's 60 seconds because I have this talent right here. Puts a 60-second debuff on the enemy that reduces their damage, and then there's also Code of Distress, which causes them to take extra damage. It also affects everything in an AoE, so this obviously you're going to want to keep both of these debuffs up on the target in a group. Soloing is not that important because they don't live long enough, but in a group you definitely want that. Alright, anthems, fanfares, motifs. What are they? They are your buffs. Let me go through all the motifs here that I have so far. Motif of Focus is the really good one. Increases your crit chance by 5% to your whole party, lasts 30 seconds with the talent, 15 seconds with no talent. Motif of Bravery increases your attack power and spell power. Motif of Regeneration is the healing one. Tenacity reduces damage taken by the party. And by the way, yes, you can have all of them up at once, which means you'll be required to have all of them up at once. So if you want to play a bard in a group, get used to that. You're going to be required to keep all of these motifs up. And if you don't, you're a shitty bard. So don't neglect this. Hopefully there'll be modding in the future, which will allow us to have a tracker that makes it much easier to keep track of these, because watching these ticking numbers is not ideal. Yeah, so there you go. Now those are the motifs. I think there's a couple more though that I haven't gotten yet. Let's see. Motif of Grandeur. Oh my god. Plays a motif that increases the amount of healing received by the party. Obviously, they're going to want you to use that. Encouragement. Oh my god, this increases regeneration of all abilities. That's 6 freaking motifs that you're going to have to keep up all at the same time, most likely. If there's, pray to God there's more than one bard in your party or your raid, and you can just work out which ones you maintain. That'll save you a lot of grief. So, those are your motifs. For your fanfares, I only have 2 so far. I have Fanfare Power, which increases strength and dexterity. This is a 1-hour buff for your party, and you can have, each rogue can have a separate fanfare. The other one is Vigor, which increases health. So I would probably prioritize the health one just because, I don't know, I guess I'm biased from playing a lot of tanks, but the tank would certainly appreciate it. And keep in mind that, let me just show you here. When you cast it, you can't actually target it. It actually uses it on everyone at once. So you can't split it. You can't say that half the raid has one, half the raid has the other. I know, isn't that annoying? You get used to that if you're playing Rift. You're going to have bards in your party singing to you all the time. Now, the other ones are Anthem of Glory and Anthem of Competence. These are your anthems. Anthems are basically auras that you equip. So right now I have, I don't have anything. Now I have Aura of Competence, which is just a haste. It's 15% movement speed. And then Anthem of Glory is a armor boost, which your tank in your group will certainly appreciate. Okay, other anthems and fanfares. We have Anthem of Defiance, which is a defensive that increases resistances of party members. Anthem of Fervor, which reduces the ability cost, and this is going to be the the fervor that you're going to be using, or the anthem rather, you're going to be using all the time. Fanfare of Knowledge, which is like your attack spell power, except or rather, it's like your strength dexterity, except that it does intellect and wisdom instead. So 2 bards, 1 with each. On your verses. Verses, what's the verse? Okay, one last category. Verse, these are short. These are basically like cooldown abilities. The first verse here, Verse of Fascination, is like a mesmerize. It's like it mesmerizes everyone around you. It's a crowd control. Then we have Verse of Vitality, which is a heal, and Verse of Joy, which is kind of like that motif that regenerates. Where is it here? Kind of like Motif of Encouragement, but way more powerful. Now, this final talent here, Virtuoso, is basically for convenience. It just causes codas to not consume combo points. So what you do is pop it and put up your 2 debuffs. That's pretty much the point. I suppose you could, spam Fury or Wrath. Maybe it would do some damage, or even spam restoration. Well, that'd be interesting. Put up your debuffs and then spam your heal. There's some interesting things you can do with that combination, but it's on a 3-minute cooldown, so be careful with it. Now, check out this talent. Oh my god. Increases all of your allies' attributes by 10% if they're affected by all of those motifs. So obviously you have to keep all of your motifs up, which you should be doing anyway. And well, that's only 3 of your 6 motifs, but if you keep those 3 up, which you should be keeping all 6 anyway, then they gain a huge boost to their 10% to all their attributes. So if you do not maintain this buff on your allies, they will kick you out and find a better bard, because that's necessary. Okay, well that's your support class, your bard. Most of the stuff I talked about was pretty boring. I like to put a little more action in these, but that's just how it is for this, because it is a support class after all. Wow, God, I'm missing crazy. Alright, there we go. But while grinding, while soloing, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble casting a full cadence. Anyway, sorry. While grinding and soloing, the bard is actually really effective. Basically immune to all damage, and it's actually kind of fun to play. I just like the fact that it's such a good mix of abilities between your Nightblade, your Ranger, and your Bard. Go, Riff. Oh yeah, I skipped an ability. Hang on. I've used it a few times, but I think I forgot to talk about it. Yeah, these names are hilarious. Power Chord, haha, very funny. What it does is a very small amount of damage, but it adds 2 combo points. So it's like fast combo points, as if Cadence wasn't fast enough already. So it allows very, very fast combos. So I just do Cadence, Power Chord, Headshot. Cadence, Cadence, Power Chord, Headshot. And Power Chord has a 3-second cooldown, so you can't just spam it, but you can easily fit a cadence in between once you work out like the global cooldown and everything. Alright, well that's it today for the Bard. Thanks for watching. This is Crowmar with TGN.